All right, I will say good morning. Let us begin. So I figure we would try to have a few minutes in Meretz Hashem of Tzidkas Hatzaddik before we go ahead and enter into this last daf. Is this on? Do you hear me all right? Yeah. This last daf of Maseches Tainis. So we're picking up this morning in Tzidkas Hatzaddik Os Pei Gimel. Os Pei Gimel. So I sent out the PDF last night. Page Kuf Tzaddik Ches. So the Rebbe says as follows, a really beautiful, beautiful idea. He says, we'll just follow along in the Bi'urei HaChasidus, just to get started on this piece. Kimo sheyesh b'kinyane olam hazeh. Lefamim she'adam motzei mitzia shel hon rav. So the Rebbe says, sometimes it happens in the physical, in the material world, in the world of Gashmios. So it can happen that a person finds incredible treasure. Olefamim zocha adam begoro shekorim lottery. Hainu bepayis. Or sometimes a person wins the lottery. He says, what does this mean? Umis asher pitom below shum yigia. The idea is it can happen in this world that a person could become wealthy without any effort. It could happen. Now again, it could be more often than not if a person wants to be financially, materially successful, they have to put in work. But the concept of instantaneous success, the concept of instantaneous material success is found in this world. He says, Kach yesh, this is incredible, Kach yesh gam kein, b'kinyane ha'olam haba, lefamim efshar liskos pitom lemadregos niskavos, lelo amel v'yagia kefi sheyizbar. So the Rebbe says something absolutely amazing. He says the same way that in the world of Gashmios, in the world of material wealth, it is possible to encounter instantaneous success without any effort. So too in the world of spirituality. It is possible, says the Rebbe, to go ahead and reach very high levels in spirituality without any effort. I will say, this line seems to be, contradictory to anything and everything we've ever learned throughout our entire lives regarding spirituality. But we'll allow the Rebbe to explain. But the same way there could be instantaneous success in the world of materialism without any effort. Person wins the lottery. So too in the world of spirituality, you could climb, you could reach certain levels without any effort. What does this mean? Page Kuf Tzaddik Tes. Let's at least begin this idea. He says, "V'hagam she'amru Chazal parakam de Megillah." So we'll say, even though, and this is incredible, what hashgacha that we're beginning Maseches Megillah tomorrow, and the Rebbe quotes from Maseches Megillah. So we'll say the Rebbe over here is quoting from one of the most moving Gemaras. Actually, let's take a look in footnote Shin Pei Gimel. In footnote Shin Pei Gimel, the Rebbe says, "B'Gemara, im yomer lacha adam yagati v'lo matzasi al tamin." So say a very famous Gemara. If a person will say to you, Yagati, I put in effort, v'lo matzasi, but I was unable to find success, al tamin. Don't believe such a person like that. Don't believe such a person. Why? Because what is the Gemara saying? If you put in effort, you'll find success. So if a person says, I put in so much effort, but I couldn't succeed, says the Gemara, don't believe them. They didn't really put in the effort. Lo yagati umatzasi al tamin. So if a person says, I didn't put in effort, but I was successful, also don't believe them. Because there is no such thing as success without effort. How does that fit in with what we just said? Hold on for just a second. Yagati umatzasi. But if a person says, I put in effort, and I found success, tamin, then you should believe them. Yagati umatzasi tamin. So the Gemara says, well, one second. Hani, I'm in footnote Shin Pei Gimel, page Kuf Tzaddik Tes. Says the Gemara, Hani Mili, B'divrei Torah. By the way, when is this true? This is true with matters of spirituality. Aval b'masa umaton. When it comes to business, siyato hu min shemaya. This is incredible. When it comes to business, this whole model is not true. Right? In other words, the model of Yagati umatzasi. I put in effort, and therefore I was successful. That's in spirituality. So in the realm of spirituality, if a person says, I didn't put in effort, but I was successful, or I put in effort, but I wasn't successful, don't believe them. Don't believe them. But if a person says, Yagati umatzasi, I put in effort, and I was successful, in that situation, says the Gemara, you could believe them. But that's only in spirituality. In business, people are successful all of the time without effort, And conversely, people who put in incredible amounts of effort are not successful. He goes on, he says, furthermore, again, even when it comes to Torah, what are we referring to over here? In terms of understanding. In other words, in order to understand something, this model applies. I put in effort, I understood. I didn't put in effort, I didn't understand. But however, to remember things, this is incredible. To remember things, that's Siyata Dishmaya, right? What you remember, what you don't remember, that's Siyata Dishmaya. Uberashi, lo k'mei gersa, shelo tishtachach mimenu Siyata Dishmaya v'yesh yaga ve'einamotis. Therefore, I will say, so now, watch this, back up top, just for a moment, we'll have to do one more minute, then we'll stop. So, v'hagam sha'amru chazal parakam de Megillah, shim yomer lecha adam, lo yagata umatzasa al tamin. So we'll say, what did the Rebbe just say? The Rebbe just said that just like in the world of Gashmius, sometimes a person could be successful with absolutely no effort, so too in the world of Ruchnius, sometimes a person can reach very high levels even though they did not put in any effort. I says, Rebbe, I know what you're going to say. What about the Gemara Mesachas Megillah? That the Gemara says, Shim Yomar Lacha Adam Lo Yagata Umatzasa Al Tamin Ve'im Kain Keitzad Yitachin Sheyiska Adam Lema'alos Ruchnius Lelo Amel V'Yegia. You're going to say, what about the Gemara Mesachas Megillah that says that if a person says, I didn't put in effort and I was successful, don't believe them. And if that's the case, how can you posit that a person could reach high levels of spirituality without any type of effort? Ha'askinon hare maskanas ha'gimara sham ki hani mili hadvaram ha'amurim rak be'inyan chidut havanas halimud shelazeh ein zochen below yigia aval ukme girsa Liskar halimud shehu b'siyata dishmaya. So the Rebbe says something very interesting. The Rebbe says, the Gemara itself answers this question. The Gemara says, when we speak about yagati umatzasi, that you're only going to be successful with effort, that refers ultimately to what? To understanding something. You're only going to understand something in the world of Ruchnius. You're only going to understand Torah if I apply myself. If I don't apply myself, I'm just simply not going to understand. But retention, that's up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's Siyata Dishmaya. That's up to the Ribono Shel Olam. So I will say, so what do you see from here? You see from here that even in the realm of spirituality, in the realm of Ruchnius, there are things that could occur even without effort. Even without effort. So therefore, again, this Gemara Mesechus Megillah actually doesn't contradict what the Rebbe said. The Gemara actually backs it up. That while it's true that for understanding Torah, if you don't put in effort, you're not going to understand. For retention, for memory, that's Siyata Dishmaya. That's up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you see that even in the realm of spirituality, there are certain things that could occur even without effort. Even without effort. So also we'll have to stop over here for today. But tomorrow, well actually, not tomorrow, but what time? I think that we start davening early tomorrow because of the fast. Okay, whenever the next time we do a Tzaddik, we're going to continue on this idea. Because they're both saying the notion that one could reach high spiritual levels without effort, requires us to understand number one, what levels are we talking about? And what does the Rebbe mean when he actually says no effort? All right, Emir Hashem, to be continued.